Hello, 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 hello. So it went a bit skew with on here, so I'm gonna have to wait for people to join because I did set up a scheduled stream, and for some reason, it decided not to. So yeah, welcome to the live. I'm gonna hang around a little bit just for people to catch up and get on board. Oh, I've had a thumbs up, whoever that is. Yeah, I've had a little bit of an issue with regards to the live. I don't know what's happened, but I did set up a scheduled event, and for some reason, it decided not to. Oh, hello, Yvonne. For some reason, it decided not to work. So we've both had a bit of a moment today, haven't we? Because obviously we couldn't get you as my moderator, and yeah, so I'm just going to hang fire a little bit for people to join the live. Hopefully we get people to join because, like I say, I did set up a scheduled event, so they might have gone to that post instead. Um, yeah, well, it looks like I am as well. It looks like I'm useless with tech as well. So yeah, I'm just going to hang fire a little bit. Um, how's the dogs, Yvonne? Are they okay? Are they quiet? Because mine have just been going absolutely crackers. Ah, so you got a notification, right? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. See how many people jump on board. I just pulled a card before I came on, so I'm going to share that with people. It might just be me and you. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. Talk amongst yourselves. So, what's your day been like, Yvonne? Ah, right. Mad 30 minutes. Next door's dog was out. Felt bad, and I couldn't let them play. Yeah, well, my neighbours next door have gone to a wedding, so they asked me to pop in and check on their little dog, just to see if she needed to go out into the yard for a wee. Very peaceful without David. And anyway, I let her out, but she was more excited to know who I was rather than bother about going for a wee. So I stayed for a little bit, and then I came back to try and sort this live thing out. Yeah, football mad, football mad. Oh, we've got a second viewer. I wonder who this is. Oh, they've gone. That was quick. Oh no, they're back again. They're back again. Oh, it might be somebody different. We might have someone to talk to now, Yvonne. will be more when he comes home. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure he'll be telling you all these stories of football and the football matches and how it went and yeah, yeah, I know. So yeah, so I hope we're well. I hope we're all well. I'm just whoever has joined. Um, I'm just hanging fire a little bit because I've just been saying there that I did have a few technical hitches, and for some reason the stream that I'd set up decided not to work. Um, so if you've clicked on that stream to view it, then that's probably why. So that's why I'm giving it a little bit longer for people to jump on board on here. Um, because yeah, it just went. I don't know what was up with it. It kept asking for streaming software, but I've obviously got streaming software because here I am now. So I don't know what it was doing or what was going on. So if anyone can enlighten me or give me an idea of what that is, then please do. Yeah, you can share it to my page if you wish. See if anybody wants to join from there. I've got 2 likes so far. I'm going to give it a few more minutes, so just to see if anybody else comes on board from the technical hitch that I've been having. But yeah, once they've been, once we say get to, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that, because we're on nearly 7 minutes now. We'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll go on and we'll move into whatever we're going to do, whatever we're going to talk about. I have advertised the live quite well, but like I say, because I had such an issue with the streaming thing that I'd set up, for some reason it just decided not to work. So I don't know what that was, what was going on. Anyway, I pulled a card before I came on to see just about the live today, and it's the card that I've pulled is, can you see, Forest Temple. This is from the Sacred Forest deck by Denise Lynn, and it's about enlightenment. So I'm going to read the book, the book message for the card to you, just to give you an idea. So, enlightenment, Forest Temple, meditate on the light within you. You tag it to my post this morning, can't do it. Oh, that's fine, no problem. Meditate on the light within you and around you. Connect with the ever-present energy of the divine. Right now, your awareness is increasing. Your ability to understand the world is shifting. More and more, you can see situations from all points of view, and this creates an expansion in all parts of your life. This card also reflects times when you are seeing the world from only your personal point of consciousness. Thank you. Yes, hello, Kaz. You found me. I was just saying there. I've had a bit of a technical hitch, but I'll let you know what that was once I've read this out on this book, which is dramatically restricting possibilities for you. A one-sided, adamant view of life can block a vast influx of light, joy, and connection to the Creator. Strict adherence to your beliefs can obstruct wonderful opportunities from flooding your life. Be willing to step outside your limited points of view to see the world from others' perspectives, and your life will expand. In temples throughout the world, initiates withdraw from their surroundings in order to gain an expanded perception of the inner reality of life. Intuition and healing abilities emerge during these times. Light is flooding into your life right now. With enlightenment, you'll feel the expansion from a limited sense of self to an awareness of the cosmos around you. So, enlightenment. And I do believe we are going through an absolutely amazing stage of enlightenment right now. And I shared a video. I did a video. If anyone's not aware, I actually have a TikTok now, believe it or not, and it's actually doing quite well. it's quite nice to be able to actually do shorter videos on there rather than the 20-25 minutes that I do on here usually. And down with the kids, that's me, down with the kids. So yeah, so I've been doing that, and been getting some really, oh, thank you, Kaz, you love my TikTok, thank you. I've been getting some really positive good comments from people on there about it. And one of the videos which I did not so long ago, which was basically saying, like, I don't know if people are feeling this, but it just feels like something's about to go boom. It's had over like 6,000 views and like loads and loads of likes and what have you. So it's been really good, and lots of followers from people. So that's also really positive as well, you know, because we need to get these messages of light expansion and awakening out there. And I think that the awakening process right now is probably, it's just kind of like snowball riding. It's getting more and more evident that people are starting to see glitches in the matrix. And just as I said that, I looked at the clock and it said 11:11. Boom. You've not got a TikTok, Yvonne. You need to get one. You need to get a TikTok. You don't have to make videos. You can just watch. But it's quite interesting. There's a lot of stuff on. There's a lot of crap on there, like anything really. But there is some really interesting videos. Plus, Kaz from Journey and Soul Therapy has got a TikTok on there. Anthony from Ropes and Wings, he's got one on there as well. Obviously, I'm on there. There's loads of stuff, and because the videos are relatively short, you're not kind of tied to it for too long. But it is quite addictive, so you have to be careful how long you spend on there, because before you know it, kind of like half your day's gone, just from watching videos. And it can have, actually looking at the screen and looking at your phone screen can have a real bad effect on your eyes. And I've noticed that the last couple of days with making quite a bit of content on TikTok and on here, with looking at the screen and all that sort of stuff, afterwards my eyes have been like really kind of a bit blurry. So I think we need to be a little bit careful of that, because you don't know what it's doing back here in the back of the head. So there's obviously some sort of thing going on. I mean, I know the LCD doesn't help your eyes anyway with that light, but yeah, I think we just need to be careful with it. So has anybody got any questions? Anybody wants to ask me anything, then feel free to ask me a question about anything really. Healing, Reiki, meditation, all that sort of stuff. Then just put it in the comments and ask away, just whenever, and we'll do Q&As as we're going through. We'll see how long this lasts. As I was saying before, Kaz, yeah, I had a bit of a technical hitch. So I know that you were going to try and do my moderating, but I know you're busy today. So I asked Yvonne, who was Purple Vonnie, on the chat. So we tried to do that anyway. I couldn't find her when I put her name and link and everything into the moderators box. So I decided to just do it alone and see what's what and go from there. But what was I going to say? Yeah, so I had a bit of a technical hitch. And what had happened was I'd set up a stream. It was like a post and it was like a countdown. And when it came to 5 o'clock, I thought it would automatically start, but it didn't. 5 o'clock came and went, and a couple of minutes went past, and I was just like, oh, okay, I don't know what I need to do here now. So I decided just to come out of there and just start the live manually. So that's what I've done, and that's why I think maybe a few people can't find it, because they were looking for that. So that's the issue I've been having there. With regards to things going on here, I've just done a couple of videos as well. There's one on this channel about the higher self and connecting to the higher self, and I'm just currently uploading another video as we speak. about rituals and creating a ritual. So I think that will be something good to talk about. I think today is rituals and how important they are in our day-to-day lives. Whether you're, I don't know, whether you're a healer, whether you're a psychic, just even just a ritual as, I don't want to use it, even somebody that's not in this field of work, not in sort of the esoteric or whatever you want to call it. But even just bringing rituals into your life, it can be. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading the question. I'll come back to that in a second, Yvonne. But even just bringing rituals into your life, it can bring so much intention into how you want to keep going, to what you want to bring into your life, how you want to go about your life, how you want to, keep yourself kind of not so much rigid, but just have a structure within your life, and bringing rituals in this line of work is so much more important, because it really is a point of, it's like putting the intention out there, because as soon as you start with your ritual, you already subconsciously, you already have an intention of what you want that ritual to be for. So when you put that out there, and you already have that subconscious knowing that's what this process is for, what you're going to do, then it enhances other things within your life. So if your ritual is basically to, I don't know, to improve your clairvoyance or to improve your clairaudience, and you're going to use various tools day in, day out, and then using them every day and having that intention, the intention is almost like a belief. So the more you believe it, and the more you're kind of wiring your brain into that way of thinking, and it's your conscious and subconscious coming together into one kind of harmonious union, then the stronger it's going to be, and the stronger it's going to become. So the video I was talking about with regards to rituals was using things like oils, using crystals, using Palo Santo, using lemons to detect negative energy around the home, using sage to cleanse the spaces, which I've done today with the house, and creating a ritual within these, and using these tools day in, day out, can help to enhance those things that you want to enhance within your life, because you're putting the intention out there. And as I often say on this channel and other places as well, intention is everything. So if your intention is to focus on a certain area of life that you want to improve, the more you put the intention in there, the intention actually starts to create actions. And the more intention and action you put, it brings more of an emotional, energetic response within you. And then once you've got that emotion, the energetic response, you've got the action, you've got the intention, all those things firing together start to create this manifestation of energy, of ability, of, because that's the path that you want to create within you. I mean, take my journey for example. I was obviously suffering. I mean, a lot of you already know my story, but suffering with mental health and anxiety and what have you. And then there was various issues on my body with rashes and skin complaints and all the usual stuff that comes from mental health, like psoriasis, dermatitis, eczema, that sort of stuff, which is now all kind of gone since I discovered Reiki and then the meditation, because it brings a new energy into your life. And then the more, once I discovered the meditation, it took me onto a different path, because that path is now needing to bring something else in to enhance that healing ability that you're getting from the meditation. And then once you bring that into your life, you bring another layer, another aspect of healing, of tools, of whatever you may need within your life as well. And as you go along your journey, you're bringing more and more things in. And sometimes the universe will place you into positions and places that will put you in contact with the people that you need to be in contact with. So the meditation gave me clarity of mind to realize that the place I was at, the workplace I was at, was very negative, very narcissistic, not a very nice place. The manager was just an absolute tool. So I had to come out of there to go to another job to then realize and find out about Reiki and find out about my Reiki master, and then discovered Reiki and brought that into my life as well. And ever since the meditation, and then especially the Reiki with coming into contact with my spirit guides, it's been kind of a snowball journey of wanting to discover more and find out more and ways of healing, ways of um, operating from our energy from within, so we can connect deeper and deeper and deeper, and receive the messages that we need to receive and the guidance that we need to move through life. So it's a continuous process of discovery and of healing, whatever line or level that you're at, wherever you are. Um, but I do always say as well to be your own guru. I mean, I've kind of been my own guru and looked for things, but I do have people that I look to online, and I look to people like Mark Biersky. That he was somebody that I watched from the very beginning, really, and it was through his channel and his videos that I got interested in crystals, and then the various tools that we can use around crystals, the Palo Santo, the sage, and all those other wonderful magical things that we can incorporate within our life. And it's just been a continuous roller coaster journey of development. And then as you go down, you experience more and you meet more people. Um, a lot of the people, like from what I meet from here, from other social media platforms, um, around the world, really, in a lot in Canada, in America, India, Australia. There's people all over the place that I've had the pleasure and honor of being able to connect with, and find out their healing journey, and what brought them to this path. So yeah, rituals and intention are really, really powerful. So when that video uploads, it'll be a really, really good one for, if you want to try to incorporate something into your day-to-day operation of how you work, how you heal, what you need to do. And you don't need to do all of the things that I've done. You could maybe just incorporate one of them, or a couple of them. But you may even be drawn to have your own ideas from the suggestions that I put out there, because again, about being your own guru. I mean, all these people that I watched on YouTube and reached out to and what have you, and got this information from. I didn't just kind of copy everything that they did. I kind of tried it and thought, that didn't really work for me, but I'll give it a go with this, or I'll try it with that. And then other times I might have done something, I was like, oh wow, that's just like absolutely amazing. So it's about finding your own feet and finding your own way, and incorporating those rituals into each day really enhances that. So, I've got a question there from Yvonne. Have I ever sent Reiki to someone while they are flying? I've sent two people Reiki while in flight. They both had same experience, but felt in a bubble of protection and so calm. Wow, that's beautiful. I've never sent Reiki to anyone while flying or while on a flight, so that's a first. And it's beautiful to know that they felt like they were in a bubble of protection and felt calm. Because I know flying can be quite um, it can be quite traumatic for some people. If they're not used to flying, or if they just don't like flying, then it can be quite a turbulent experience, pardon the pun, because of turbulence and things like that. But yeah, sending. I mean, you can send Reiki to. You wanted to try it, was so pleased with the result. Yeah, I mean, I would be as well if they both felt that bubble of protection and felt surrounded by this beautiful healing energy that you've sent them. Then and it's amazing as well, isn't it, that even people trying to get the heads around distance Reiki and how it works. But this energy is around us all the time. It's not just something that kind of zaps out of your hands and goes out into the air and then meets them, and then their energy intermingles with it. It's constantly around us. It's this spiritual energy. It's source. It's God. It's whatever you want to call it. It's universal life force energy, and it's around us. It runs through us, and it's very much like, well, it is the same as um, in Star Wars, the films, the Force. You know, the Force. They talk about this energy that flows through all life and all living things, all matter. It surrounds us and penetrates us, and this is exactly what George Lucas was talking about. He's talking about this chi, this ki, this prana, whatever you want to call it, whatever your terminology of it. That's exactly what it is. Um, and I do believe that it's such an amazing, powerful healing energy, but it's also very, very subtle and very gentle. So yeah, it's beautiful. But yeah, like I was going to say, people think that when you send distance Reiki, they have to be in a fixed location. Um, Hello, Alice. Lovely to have you on board. Nice to connect. Yeah, so they think that they need to be in one location. But as soon as you connect to somebody's energy, wherever they may be, because they're already they know that they're going to receive the energy wherever they may be, they're going to receive that energy anyway. Like I say, because it's around them, and it flows through them, it penetrates through them, and it works with their energy and their chakra system, and brings a level of calm to their everyday life. So it's beautiful that you actually thought about doing that, Yvonne, because um, it's it's something that that's exactly why I wanted to try it, because they were moving. Yeah, absolutely. It's thinking outside the box with Reiki. It's not just thinking of in kind of 3D concepts, or a 3D reality of how this energy works, because it isn't. It's multidimensional, and it works on so many different layers within you and around you. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Um, you didn't tell them what to expect, so it was amazing. Both felt the same. Yeah. Did they know that you were going to send Reiki to them? That I mean, I'm guessing that they did. Let me know if they knew that you were going to send Reiki to them. I was going to have a quick drink. So Alice, thank you for joining. If you're still there, just drop me an emoji or whatever. Yes, you worked out a time together. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, good. Very good. Um, yeah, so Alice says, hello, fellow, sorry, I've got an itchy foot. Hello, fellow Reiki warrior. So hello, Alice. So I'm guessing Alice, hello, Alice. There, we've got a smiley face. I think there's a little bit of lag on the comments. Um, they weren't scared of flying, just wanted to relax. Yeah, good, beautiful. So yeah, so Alice, how long have you been working with Reiki? And I'm guessing, are you Alice that's in the Telegram group with Kaz? And if you are you also a soul center healing practitioner? Ah, you are, right? Okie dokie. So have you used Reiki with? Oh, you're not right. Okie dokie. You're not a soul center healing practitioner. Um, so how do you know everyone? Have you received the soul center healing from them before? And is that how you got? You are in the group, yeah. Have you received the healing from them before? Did you want to try it? Give it a go. Is that how you know them? Oh, not yet. Okie dokie. Um, it's a wonderful experience. I mean, I've had two sessions so far. My first was with Kaz, and my second was with Tony from Ropes and Wings, and they were both poles apart, both so distant, but both extremely powerful, and there was stuff to be released on both sessions. Very interesting, and I think as we release stuff, more stuff seems to come to the surface more and more, and then it becomes exposed, and then you can release it. You're having one with Kaz in September. You will absolutely love it. You'll absolutely love it. She's got such an amazing calming voice that just takes you into takes you to some crazy, relaxed, beautiful places. But yeah, you will absolutely love it. Um, and I was when I first had the session, I was a little bit conscious about whether I would like fall asleep or drift off or anything like that. But I didn't. It was unusual. It was a really unusual process, but it was really, really lovely. And you had a regular hypnosis with your Reiki master 22 years ago. Wow. Okie dokie. Wow. So how long have you been a Reiki practitioner? Have you been doing Reiki for a while? Where are you based? You in the UK? 22 years. Wow. Fabulous. Are you a Reiki master as well, Alice? UK Sheffield, yeah. Oh, fab. Oh, well, you're not too far away from me, actually. Level two. Cool. I loved my level two. My level two was probably the most powerful that I felt within my own spiritual development. My level one was quite my attunements. I mean, if you're unaware of Reiki, you go through a process of attunements. So you have a level one attunements, and there's four level one attunements. Then there's one for level two and one for your master. Um, and yeah, your level two was best too. Yeah. Yeah, so the attunements kind of open you up to the energy at various levels, and what the level one attunement is for is basically to allow you to heal yourself, and you can use it on friends and family, but it's primarily for your own healing, to create basically a vessel of light, of love, and it changes your vibration slightly, so it raises your vibration a little bit, to allow that process. Um, I mean, there are. I'm not practicing that I do energy work for the world of people. Beautiful. Thank you for your work. We need as many healers as possible that we can get around the world. I mean, Yvonne's Reiki 2 trained. You're Reiki 2 trained. So yeah, beautiful. And what happened for me during my level one attunements, the first, I think two, it was mainly colors that I saw, but then come the third attunement, um, was a meeting of animal spirit guides, and then seeing a person spirit guide, a Native American, always Native American, I don't know why, but um, yeah, it does, Yvonne. It comes into your life just when you need it. You're so right. Um, and then it was some week. Obviously, you go through a process called the 21-day cleansing cycle, which is basically when you become attuned to the energy. Your energy is starting to sift through everything within you, and release layers of stuff that you don't need. So then you can heal more and more and more, and become a better vessel for this healing energy. So what they do say is try not to eat too much processed food, drink plenty of water, do Reiki on yourself every day during that cycle, but also afterwards as well. So it's like a daily maintenance to keep yourself on a balanced, even keel, and what have you as you go through that. So it's a beautiful, beautiful process. And then when I went to my level two, at the start of it, obviously there was just the one attunement. I didn't really experience that much. I think it was my level two where I wanted to laugh, and I felt quite giggly. And my Reiki master was like, that's fine. He said, that's totally understandable. That happens. And again, it's just a release of emotions. Um, but then it was probably about maybe 5 months after my initial attunement to Reiki 2 that things started like really sort of firing up. My clairvoyance, clairaudience, things like that really started kicking up. And I was like, oh wow, this is like really, really powerful. And that's when I knew and felt that I needed to try and discover more ways of working with this energy and what it was doing. And that's when I started incorporating crystals a lot more with my healing, but also with people I was sending Reiki to. And I was a practitioner at level 2 because you can give Reiki professionally at level 2, but most of my clients, a lot of the client work was free anyway, just to give me a little bit of confidence and um, knowledge in what I was doing. And then when I got to the Reiki master and did the Reiki master teacher level, it went really, really quiet. Everything just sort of like boom, just went really flat. And I was just like, oh, and like everyone said, like, well, this is like when you get to Reiki Master, it's like the top, it's the highest vibration and what have you. And I'm thinking, oh right, okay. So like so then again I thought, oh, maybe it's going to take a bit of time like it did with the level 2. And boy was I right, after about probably maybe 4 months, maybe 5 months after that, that's when things started firing up again. And it was like a whole new a whole new level. And there was like different sensations and feelings and connections that were coming in that I was made more aware of. But then I had to learn how to kind of like process this information. What does this what does this mean? What does these symbols mean? What does seeing this color mean? What is this feeling all about? Why am I experiencing that around my body? And it's about learning about all this other stuff that goes on. So yeah, it's an absolutely fascinating, wonderful journey when you discover Reiki and discover um, these healing arts and healing practices. And I mean, you can make Reiki as spiritual as you want, or you can make it as 3D as you want. It really depends on you, the person. But most people, when they go down a path of wanting to know about Reiki and wanting to heal and learn, and they're already probably on a path of spiritual awakening or awareness anyway. So then when they come into contact with that, they start tuning in a lot more to the energy within them and around them as well. So I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's exactly what I'd felt over my healing, my healing journey. Um, so let me know in the comments how it was for you, because that would be really interesting to know if you had a similar experiences. I know Yvonne's already said level 2 was your best so far. Totally agree. Yeah. Okie dokie. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. So yeah, and then other things just started like I don't know, I just felt being drawn to different things as I was progressing and moving on, and and starting to use like oracle cards and tarot cards and wanting to learn about tarot and sound healing and using singing bowls and all different tools and wondering and feeling and why they're having these different effects on the energy and the body. And as you start like learning more about it and dabbling with it and putting that intent again, putting that intention in there to experience more about it and bring it into a ritual um, within your practice, whatever it may be. So if you want to use I mean, sometimes, I mean, I use this for distance healing. I sometimes use Herbert, which is here. But Herbert, I tend to use more for when I'm practicing attunements and doing the symbols and things over the body. When I do use the diagram, I sometimes use the singing bowl around the diagram and give it a treatment as though they were here with me. I mean, what's the difference? energetically we are connected one on one. So it should be just the same experience whether you're with them or whether you're not, because energy is everything. So if you're ringing the singing bowl, yeah, they might not be able to hear it. They might be able to as well, but that vibration, that change in vibration, will help to cleanse and clear and lift anything around their energy field. Um, so oh, hello, Leon. I've just noticed your comment there. Leon is also Reiki trained. I found level one quite simple, yet building a foundation. Level two, very interesting and healing. Absolutely. Um, and Yvonne, I got a singing bowl, but don't really know what to do with it. I use a sound bath from here when I'm sending Reiki. Well, singing bowl, really interesting tools. So I've got a singing bowl here. Um, and they are a really fascinating, interesting tool. And I mean, you can use them just in a meditation. Just close your eyes and just play them, and just focus on the sound. And you can almost, when you play it and when you use it, you can almost feel the energy of the ball around you, and you can feel your vibration lift. It's almost like a gentle tingling around your body. I also like to work it in front of the chakras and ring it, so third eye, in front of the throat, and any sort of blocked energy or anything that might be around that area within your aura, it will sort of shift that away, and again raise your vibration. But you can also, what I've done before, when I've had a bit of an upset tummy, I've actually laid on the floor in this room, and I've placed the singing bowl on my stomach, and I've hit the singing bowl and just let it ring. I've not gone round it. I've just hit it and let the tone ring, and I've felt the vibration obviously go through my body. It doesn't ring as much because it's obviously in contact with you, but the vibration when you feel it go into your body, and I could feel things popping like inside. I was just like, oh, and there was something was happening and something was shifting. And after a day or two, my stomach issues just like kind of went away. Really well, very very powerful using the singing bowl. You can obviously get them at different pitches and different tones. I mean, this one's slightly lower tone than that one over there, but I just use them for whatever part of the body. And again, it's totally intuitive. If I want to use it around my body, then I'll just move it around my body. Go to the chakras, go to the crown, wherever I feel that I need to use it, and just follow your inner guidance. Um, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place to be when you discover that inner guidance. And a lot of that again comes from Reiki and being attuned to Reiki, because it really starts to fire things up and heal a lot of stuff that needs to be healed. What have you guys been saying while I've been rambling on? So use some, yeah. So Alice, if Reiki had been my job, I'd have progressed along that path, but I got a 3D job and family. Yeah, well, that's totally fine, but the fact that it's in your life is the detriment to it, and that's the focus really. The fact that you have this tool in your hand and you have it within your life, and it will change things, and bring things to you that you need, and obviously the more you use it and the more you incorporate with the energy, and focus on your, even just on your own healing journey, and doing self-healing every day, that is really really important and paramount as a practitioner, whether you're practicing professionally or not. But we all have to exist in the 3D world. It's part of our life. It's who we are. We're living a human existence, and we can't kind of pull ourselves away from that. We have to experience things as in a human way. Um, but when we step away from that, we come back to our own life, our own way of being, our own energy, whatever, your own therapy rooms, your own sacred spaces, whatever you use. When you come back to that space, then you can go back into those areas that you want to work on within yourself. And the more that you do it, and bring it into your life every day or every other day, whatever you can do. I know not everybody can give Reiki to themselves every day, not a full treatment, but you don't need to. 10 minutes is enough to give you a treatment. It's always focus on Reikiing yourself before anybody else, because it keeps your vibe high, keeps you on an even keel. And sometimes, even if I'm kind of a little bit rushed and don't have 10 minutes, I'll use Shokore over each of the chakras, or the crown, third eye, throat, heart, all going all the way down, and just use that, and that helps to balance that energy in your chakra system, because you're inviting that energy again. You're inviting that energy in with that symbol, and when you become attuned to the symbols at level 2, it really gives your Reiki a total different dimension. It really lifts. I mean, Reiki is powerful anyway. With Reiki 1, and you don't need to go to Reiki 2 if you don't want to, but the energy is really, really powerful anyway. And then when you do eventually go to, or if you want to go to Reiki 2, and you get attuned to the symbols, so you get the distance symbol, your emotional symbol, and your the power symbol, incorporating those within your practice does bring a whole other dimension to your Reiki journey. So Leon, I have the self-healing demonstration hand to do yourself, which brings in the body and grounding. I don't know what you mean by that. Self-healing demonstration hand to do yourself. Yvonne knows what it means, because she said, I'll give that a go. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I have the self-healing demonstration hand to do yourself. I don't know if do you mean hand placements, or I'm not really sure what you meant by that. But yeah, it's a really, really interesting journey when you start to venture down that, and you discover a lot of more other healers as well, a lot of other practitioners that do different things. So obviously, Karen from Journey of Soul Therapy, Tony from Ropes and Wings, Hannah from can't remember, but she's in Australia. I can't remember. Sorry, Hannah, if you watch this. I can't remember her business name. I know it's not true. Wise Healer. That was it. Oh, you meant the bowl. Give the bowl a go. Right. Okie dokie. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like all I do with it, and it really was like an intuitive process. It was just something I just thought, I'll just mess about with it and see what I get from it, see what I feel, and yeah, it's interesting. And people also have to be aware, that when they receive healing, that not everything will just sort of, if people have a headache, or people are feeling really low or whatever, and they have a Reiki session, sometimes things need to be shifted, and things need to be released for them to feel better. So sometimes they can feel worse, but when people say, well, I feel worse rather than better, well, the reason for that is that Reiki also speeds up the body's healing process. So as it speeds up, it's going through what healing needs to be done. So things will get a little bit worse. So it's like, if you have a cold, you can use Reiki for, if you've got a cold, you can put your hands on your throat, on your face, on your nose, wherever, on your ears, if you've got earache or anything like that, if you're feeling bunged up. So if a cold normally lasts you, I don't know, a week and a half or whatever before all the symptoms have gone, then it might just last you a week, but you might feel the intensity of the cold quicker and heavier and harder. And it's the same when you're starting to clear away energy, or if you're working on trauma or emotion that's being built up in people's bodies that they've not known how to release. The Reiki will work with it gently, will work with it layer by layer. But sometimes things will just kind of come out. You might have an outburst of of feeling emotional. You might want to cry, you might feel sick, you might just feel a bit off kilter. But again, that's the process of going through the healing. And I think everyone thinks that, oh well, as soon as I've had it, I'm going to feel amazing again. But yeah, so as Alice says there, my first Reiki session I received at an International Women's Day event, I sobbed. It was crazy. I knew it worked. Yeah, absolutely. It's just that's the signs. I mean, I've worked with a few people that have been going through lots of emotional stuff and releasing from grieving and what have you. And yeah, they've just like, that they've had real powerful emotional outbursts, but that's because they need to. It needs to be released. It needs to be let go. Because if it doesn't get let go, then obviously they're not healing. They're not getting over that hurdle in life, that block. So that emotion, that trauma, whatever it can be, can create a block because you don't want to go there. You don't want to face it again. So it stops you going past that process. So yeah, so we have to go through these emotions, these feelings, these events, and it's all part of the release within the physical manifestation. And something that I was going to mention earlier with regard to the attunements, there are people out there that attune, level 1 and level 2 in a weekend. Now, personally, I don't agree with that, and the UK Reiki Federation doesn't agree with that either. And they say that there should be a set time between 1, 2, and 3. Some online courses teach all 3 in a weekend, 1, 2, and 3. You're just like, whoa, just like energy overload. So what happens then is because they're being attuned and connected to so much energy, the physical body can't cope. And I have known people to have kind of like breakdowns, really powerful emotional breakdowns, or it'll put them into a place of where they do feel like they're going crazy and they're cracking up. And for me, going through my level 1 into my level 2, that space in between, that 4 or 5 months, um, that 4 or 5 months of sorry, I was just reading a comment there from Yvonne. I'll go back to it in a second. Um, it it gives you chance to work on that healing within that needs to be done. Because if you don't do that and you just kind of like attune, you're banging so much energy into your physical body, and your physical body needs time. So energy can upgrade really fast, but your physical body, because it's so dense, it needs time to get over all that. And yeah, I've known people, I mean, people have contacted me in the past, even when I was level 2, that have said that they were having real issues, and they wanted to learn Reiki, and they went online and they did all 3 levels over a weekend. And I was just like, what are you doing? So like, obviously they made the choice, they made the decision, and they reached out to me. I don't know why, but they did. So I gave them a little bit of advice, a little bit of things that they could do. I sent them Reiki for a few weeks to assist with their healing journey, and give them advice on how they can try and just work on their own healing from within, in their own time. But I did explain to them, this, it isn't something that you should rush. It's not something that, it's not like a McDonald's where you just go in, you pay your money, and you come out with everything that you need. It really is a process. And I mean, in Japan, when you're learning Reiki in Japan, to become level 1, it can take years. But obviously, the Western world doesn't want to take years. They want results. They want everything now. Um, Hi, Laurie. Hi, Laurie. Lovely to have you here. Laurie's life goals and dreams. Hello, 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 hello. So yeah, and then to go from level 1 to level 2 within Reiki, again, it'll take years, and then sometimes you may not even get to Reiki, a Reiki master or a Reiki master teacher. Oh, your mum does Reiki. Oh, fab, fab. That's wonderful to hear. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Well, me as well include. That's four of us. Reiki is, yeah, it is. It's absolutely amazing. It's an amazing energy, really powerful to work with. Um, so yeah, but obviously, like I say, in the Western world, a lot of people don't want to wait that long um, to be attuned to Reiki. Absolutely, Alice. Yeah, totally agree. Alice just said there, same with martial arts. My karate teacher didn't hand out my belt willy-nilly. Well, no, I did Aikido for um, 12 years, and there was a little bit of break in between. And over 12 years, I only got to a third belt. We didn't use colors, and until you got to a black belt or a Dan grade, we just stayed at a white belt basically. But then once you get to black belt and you go through the Dan grades, once you go to 10th Dan, you'll go back to being a white belt again, because what they say in Aikido is you've now reached the point of true discovery. Now you go back to the beginning again, and you learn what you know now, and go through go through it all again. So but it's again, it's everything. It's about discipline, and creating this discipline within your life, and it doesn't have to be regimental. It's about flow. It's about finding your flow with this discipline, and incorporating it within your life. And if you want to incorporate and you want to use it, then you do it. But if you don't, then don't. But um don't get hung up about it. I mean, if you forget a day, or you miss a day, or you miss a week, don't worry about it. It's still going to be there when you come back. And respect, Yvonne, absolutely, totally agree. Respect, and we need to respect. We need to respect the energy, and respect the founders, and people who discovered this energy. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have it in the world today, and we wouldn't have all these other amazing healing arts. Am I into healing crystals too? I am. I am into healing crystals too. I have quite a collection, quite a few. So if you have any questions about crystals, then ask away. I tend to use. I just try and get them. So I keep my crystals in a little selenite bowl, and these are the ones that I use for clients. If I'm doing crystal Reiki. So in there I have a black onyx. I have a red jasper, carnelian, citrine. I have malachite, aventurine. I have a blue lace agate. I have an angelite. I've got a lapis, and I've got a couple of amethysts. So that's the ones I tend to use for clients. However, I do have other ones around the home, downstairs and upstairs, that I like to use to keep the energy balanced in the room. I have an amethyst over there on the fireplace, well, whatever it is, little shelf. Downstairs, I have another amethyst. Oh, you love my pictures. Thank you. I did them. They're my paintings. I did them. Okay, Yvonne. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for watching. Take care. And I'll speak to you soon. Yeah, so that's that's some of my artwork that I did. I did some of it during lockdown, and then I did some of it during I think it was last year. I got into a real art frenzy, and did quite a bit. Um, yeah, the ones here to my right, I'll get one down so I can show you. These ones here, there's like a red one and a blue one. I did them in different colors, but these are the ones that I did during lockdown. So yeah, I started doing that, and then some people really liked them. So I actually made a couple of sales. Um, yeah, I actually made a couple of sales off them to a friend down Sheffield, and another friend elsewhere. I can't remember where. Somewhere else. So yeah, so I sold two pieces, and I was like, wow, amazing. So yeah, so I just kept going, but then I just kept going with all these, and I mean the one over there, the Indian and the wolves, they were I think they're some of my spirit guides. I know that I've got a couple of wolves. I know that I've got two Native Americans. I know I've got a female Native American who was Hyokan or is Hyokan, um, and then a male as well. But I have had a couple of okay, Laurie, see you soon. I have had a couple of Akashic readings, so I don't know if anybody else has had an Akashic reading before. And they proved really, really useful to give me an idea of who else was connected to me via spirit guides and what have you. And one of them was kind of like she described as like a Buddha type figure, Buddha type person. So and I do feel that energy quite deep now. It seems to be more incorporated within me when I do go into a meditation, or if I'm doing any healing. I do feel that kind of gentle energy around me quite strongly. Very, very powerful. So yeah, but I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever had an Akashic reading before, or if you're even aware of what the Akashic is. If you're not aware, then I can let you know. Or I could just tell you anyway. But the Akashic is it's said to be a place within the universe, within the realms of spirit, where everything is, all the information is held about you, and it's held about everybody, and it's information from all your past, from your past lives, from any traumas, any things that you need to heal, any things that you need to work through, to work on your energy in this life, in the now. But there's also information about your future, about where you're going, your path, and how you can get there, and what you need to heal in the now to achieve where you want to go in the future. You can find out quite a bit of, depending on how good the Akashic medium is, then you can get a lot of quite good detailed information about your various lives, about your various past lives, where you've been, where you're going, what had happened, what created the traumas, and how you can heal them in this life, and work through them. So they are really, really fascinating and really, really interesting. So if you ever want to look into that, then I would definitely recommend it, to try and find an Akashic reader. We are able to access the Akashic ourselves, if we're able to, or if we wanted to. And I did ask the lady that did my readings. I did ask her, and I've said, like, how do I go about it? What do I do? And she said, well, she said you can either ask before, like for dreams, in dream state, or you can just go into a deep meditation and connect and ask to connect to the Akashic. But she did say about using your protection, putting your protection all around you to go into that, because you just don't know what's lingering around. Yeah, absolutely, Alice. We can do all things if the intention is there, and the intention is of the right intention, of a higher vibration, then yeah, we can do whatever we want. We are the manifestors, we are the creators, and we can create our own reality, alchemy, and shining light into everything that we need to. It's a really, really powerful place to be. So where do we go from now? What should we talk about now? Any ideas? Let me know your thoughts. If there's anything that you want to me to discuss or talk about, um, like I say, I've just been putting a video about rituals and about higher self, but I am going to do more videos on this channel about kind of like your development, really, of your innate abilities, your spiritual abilities, your intuition. So there will be some more videos of that coming up soon on the channel. Um, I've recently pulled away from, because I was doing contact Reiki, which is what I got these flyers for around town and for where I was. So I was doing contact Reiki for a while, and I had a few clients, but then just sort of like the interest seemed to wane off a little bit. So I just stayed with distance Reiki, and the distance Reiki seems to be quite popular. And I did get some clients from TikTok. So I was like, wow, it's actually, it is doing what it needs to do. So yeah, I'm primarily working with distance Reiki at the minute, but it seems to be getting more and more powerful as as the time goes on. Alice, what is your experience of people's gifts coming online? I'm guessing you mean about their kind of development and awakening. I'm guessing that's what you mean. Um, it's a bit up and down. I feel with people, especially at the minute, because we're going through like this kind of awakening process, aren't we? Of people starting to see past the veil and see more into what's going on. But as we kind of progress and become more aware, um, then there's more people seeing healing downloads, intuition. Right, okie dokie, I'm with you. But yes, so as we progress and we become sort of more aware and we're more in tune and we're working more on I suppose the healing aspect of things, of working on our own energy, sending healing to the planet, sending light out to places that needs to be sent. Then there's more people that are starting to awaken and starting to come onto this path. But then they're starting to share kind of the messages that we were sharing at the beginning when we're starting to see things, and I think the way I feel at the minute is a lot of it feels quite heavy and feels quite oppressive and feels quite dark. The way people are putting the information out there now, because many of us are already aware of what's going on and the stuff behind the scenes that we don't give power to. But the people that are now awakening and starting to see things, they're almost like I wouldn't say harnessing it or using it, but it feels quite heavy and I think even as they awaken and they come to the later stages and are more aware that we need to create alchemy and put light to it rather than focus on the darkness. um, as they go through that process, there's going to be more that will come um, through that process as well. So it does feel a little bit up and down at the minute. But with regards to that video I put on TikTok about feeling something that was going on, and this feeling that something was about to go like boom within the collective, and I do feel that it's something to do with the awakening, and I think it's just going to, I think it is going to just kind of like just go absolutely nuts, and really pull a veil off things for people to see. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There is a desperation to share the truth. You're right, and they will eventually realize they're feeding it. Yeah, I just hope that they do. I really hope that they do, because um, some people seem to feed off it, don't they? They seem to feed off that energy, and but the more they feed off it, and the more they go into it, the more it's affecting them. So they need to keep this line of separation between themselves and the events of what's playing out. And we all have a voice, and we all want to express our opinions, and we all need to say things that need to be said at the right time. But it's putting it into the right context and the right words of healing to be put out there, because whatever we say, and whatever words we use, and however we spell it, say whatever, it is creation. So we have to be careful about that. Yeah, so it is a little bit up and down. Yeah, it is how they work. Yeah, absolutely. Created through us, because they're not created beings. No, you're absolutely right. But I mean, they use healers, they use psychics, they use mediums, they use all these people, astrology readers, and things like that, because they're aware of this other dimension that is around us. They know that it exists, but they also know how to manipulate it. Sometimes um, with um, with their own thoughts and their own way of putting things out there through things like the mainstream media, the news, and being able to program people that way. But also, oh, you're welcome, Alice. Absolutely welcome. But also through other technological means as well that they can put out there, such as mobile phones and devices and things that they can use to influence and what have you. But yeah, it's coming to an understanding of that. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I went into a meditation today, probably a couple of hours before I came on here, and I asked, what is going to unfold um, over these coming months, and I was shown a couple of very powerful visions, and I don't know where this was in the world, but I saw masses and masses of people just banging on either a wall or a door, and they were just banging it, wanting to break it down. Um, and then, hi Laurie, welcome back. Um, and then, and then after that, the next vision I saw, I just saw people running. Um, so I don't know if that was the people that were banging that were running, or if it was the people that were on the other side of this banging door, this wall, that were running. So, like you say there, Alice, these could be like a lot of symbology and stuff that you see clairvoyantly is kind of like a metaphor, and you have to kind of like work out what it means. So, it could mean that this energy that the awakening is created is banging down, and those that are behind the wall, behind the doors, behind the veil, they are now fleeing, they're running, because they've created that much. Um, they've just created that much stuff basically for us to try and to try and put levels of control over us with regards to you know the big word at the minute that everybody uses is crisis, isn't it? It's just like everything is a crisis. We've got a crisis about this, we've got a crisis about that, we've got a crisis about this, and it's funny. I was watching I've been watching Agents of Shield again with my other half, and we were watching that the other day, and the amount of times that Agent Coulson and when you start to see through this, you realize that we are being told everything, but we are also being given so many lies and so much untruth and so much deception that when you start to look through it all, it initially you do feel like you're kind of cracking up. But then it all starts to make sense, and other people start saying the same things because they're all starting to tune into that frequency, and that's when things start to roller coaster and open up. Laurie's got a question. Can I ask a deep question, if I may? This is the place to do it. What do you believe happens when we pass over? Ah, right, okie dokie. Well, um, from what I can gather, and from what I believe, is when we pass over, we go to a place of we go back home, really. What we call it, it's back home, and it's back into the vibration of spirit, and whatever you want to call it. You go back into your energetic place, and you go to an area of life review, and you look at things that have played out in your life, of where you could have gone, where you should have gone, where you haven't gone, the things that you have learned, the things you have developed, where you've come from, where you've got to. And because we all come into this life with, we all agree to be here. Whenever you become born, you agree to be in this life for a reason, to learn something or to be someone in that life. Um, and that can be from every aspect of life. You could be the addict, the murderer, the whatever. All the different things that you see in life. That's what people are. They come to Earth to experience that. Um, and when we go through this life review, we see everything from kind of from the sides, of, as Dolores Cannon has said it before. She said it was all just an act. It was a play. And my guides are with me now. And they are just like, yes, 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 yes. This is it. This is absolutely it. Um, and basically, it's you are the writer, you are the director, and you are the actor within everything in life, and you take it wherever you want to take it, and so when you go into this life review, you see everything that you've done. So if you've not been able to experience the things that you need to experience, then in time you come back, and relive a life where you can experience those things that you need to be able to level up onto the next stage of awakening, because we're all awakening at different stages, at different elemental stages and evolutionary stages within our consciousness. Believe it or not, yeah, there are a lot of people that we deem that aren't awakening, can't see things, but they are going through these processes individually, one by one. And eventually in another life, maybe not this one, but in another life, they will go through all this as well and have to experience this awakening process. So that is kind of like what I believe happens. And then you get to meet all the people that you've been in life with. You get to meet all your family, and be with them, and your guides, your spirit team, your spirit family that are around you all the time. When you come to see, when you come to Passover, they will assist you, they will help you, on that journey. And yes, I'm getting the yes again. Absolutely, that is what happens. So, have you seen spirits or angels? I've seen both. I have seen an angel, and I've seen Archangel Michael, who is bloody scary. He is huge, absolutely scary. And I have seen spirits as well. Yeah, spirits. I used to see when I was really young. I saw my granddad just after he'd passed away, and he was kind of like, it was weird because my bed used to be down there against the wall, because this house that I'm in now was my parents' house, and I bought it off them, and they moved out. Um, so I used to share a bedroom with my brother, believe it or not, in here. So my bed was on that side of the room, and we'd sometimes swap. We sometimes change sides. But when I was in that side of the room, um, I was facing that wall there where the window is, and he was actually in the wall. He sort of appeared just in the wall, and his face just appeared, and he just kind of like waved like that, and then just kind of like went away. And I also remember when I was really young, when I had my eyes closed, I used to see colours, loads and loads of colours all the time. That's your clairvoyance, basically, when you see colours with your eyes closed. And obviously, as you get older, a lot of that goes away. And as you start to tune back in again, you start seeing all these colours again, and you're like, oh wow, this is really, really interesting. So then, um, yeah, during my awakening journey, there was a few weird things that happened. I was laid on my sofa downstairs one night, and um, I was watching TV, and I think I must have I did fall asleep, and something on the TV woke me up. And where I was laid, I was kind of like laid here, and there was a chair there. So I was laid on the sofa, and someone on the TV, like I say, woke me up, and I looked over at the chair, and there was a man sat in just sat in the chair, like as solid as I am. He just looked solid. He was just sat in his chair, and he had like one leg over the other, and he just kind of like just watching, and then he just, like within a second he was just gone, but he was there. He was absolutely there, and I was just like, oh, who was that? So for a long time I did question that, and I wondered who it was. And for some reason my granddad's brother, so would have been my great uncle, came into mind. So I asked my mum if she had any photos of him. And she said, "Oh," she said, I don't know." She said, I might have. I'll have to have a look." So she looked, and she found a photo of him. And even though as brief as I saw this man in the chair, I looked at the photo, and it was the eyes that got me. His eyes were so dark, and he had this white hair that was sort of like combed back, and I was just like, I think that was him. I think that was him. Um, And then, I mean, there's been other instances where I've seen things very quickly, but the majority of the time that I see things, it's in my mind's eye, and that's usually when I see. It's usually faces that I see, but with Archangel Michael, I didn't see his face; I just saw his body, and he had like massive arms and a massive body. He was just absolutely huge, and he wasn't like a lot of people. So I mean, they'll present themselves differently to different people, how they perceive them and how they want to see them. Um, but he was probably 10, 12 feet tall, probably about 5, 6 feet wide. He was absolutely enormous, but he was in almost like brown leather armor. That's what he was wearing, and his arms were massive. He had these huge hands, and I saw him. I actually saw him during a hypnosis session with Karen, because he'd asked for Archangel Michael to remove an entity, and I saw him there approach, and he was again. He was in my mind's eye, and I saw him, and I just saw how big he was. I was like, oh my god, he is like he's they are fearsome. They are scary. So yeah, they're not a force to be reckoned with or messed with. But yeah, they are, but they're also extremely loving as well and extremely powerful. So yeah, if you're ever in any doubt, then you can always call in Archangel Michael for protection to help your energy and with whatever you're doing. But sometimes on the night when I go to bed, I'll be laid down, and I will need to ask in my mind, um, my guides to just like close me off, even though I think I'm closed off. I'll have to ask them to close me off, because if I'm laid down, I will start getting like really anxious. I get like a really anxious feeling, and I can feel lots of people near, lots of people around me. And I'll start seeing face after face after face after face after face. I'm just like, oh my God, I just want to go to sleep, leave me alone. So I have to kind of like just say, look, can you just let them know I want to go to sleep, shut me off, and I'll just envisage, or I might even put my hand on my crown or on my third eye, and I'll just envisage it closing, so I can just rest and sleep. But sometimes what I found to be quite effective now was when I'm in bed, I will I will see a bubble of protection around the whole bed, and I will just see this white light and a white shield around the whole bed, protecting the bed, protecting us in the bed. Um, so yeah, I mean, you are everything. You are the controller. You are the manifester. You are the director. You are the script writer. You are everything in this life. And as easy as it is to say, because we have so many things that do upscuttle us and do kind of test us. Sometimes those tests are there for a reason, to um, see how loyal you are to that life, to that way of life, and see if you've learned what you need to learn from different reactions, different interplays that you have with people. Do I ever do law of attraction? Um, I do try to. It's something that I I don't believe in all aspects of it. I don't believe in you just think of what you want and it appears. I, I believe in three things within the law of attraction. I believe that you have to have the intention of what you want. You have to be able to visualize what you want, and you also have to be able to emotionally feel what you want. Once you've got all them three together, I then try to use what I call, and I actually learned it in management, believe it or not, within the 3D world, and it's called the SMART way of working. And SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timed. So you need to be specific with regards to what you want to create. It has to be measurable. So it has to be um, something that you can attain, and it's something that you can actually. How do I put that? There's the dog's going off. Um, what is it? Measurable? How do I explain that? Specific, measurable, achievable. So basically, it has to be achievable. So it has to be something that you can. So I mean, if you have the intention, you have the belief that you can achieve something, then you will achieve it. Relevant. It has to be relevant to your situation and where you are in life, and also timed. Then you have to give it a relevant time frame as well, because if you don't give it enough time, then it you know, you might time yourself, say in 6 months time I want this, but then in 6 months times it comes and it goes and you haven't achieved it, and you feel, if you feel yourself just being thrown off, and you're like, well, I never got what I wanted, it just doesn't work. But that's because you haven't given yourself the right time frame to achieve that. So you have to be understanding that the universe needs so long to be able to get that, and to be able to give that. So yeah, but you also have to be careful what you wish for, really, as well. Because I do know people that have used the law of attraction. I think there's somebody trying to knock at the door. Um, but you have to be able to, yeah, they used the law of attraction before, to manifest things in their life. And quite tragic circumstances had to happen for him to get what he wanted. So it was a strange thing, and it's strange how the universe works. So you do have to be careful with that, definitely. But yeah, I do believe in it, and I do believe that once you've got the intention, you can see what you want, and you've got the emotional reaction to fit how you will feel. So um, you have to believe that you already have it, and you're already living that life, and things will align where they need to for you to get that. So it's having that belief and that faith, within yourself, that you have got everything that you need. So if you think, um, along the lines of, oh well, you know, I want this, um, and shh, yeah, so you have to think along the lines of, you know, if I want, if you want something, say, I don't know, you want £1 million, you know, then, the way I look at it is that not everything within the realms of attraction and manifestation is about money. So if you want to manifest amazing things within your life, there may be lots of other things that you need to manifest first to increase your vibration and make you emotionally receptive to what you want to receive, and be able to understand that money isn't the be all and end all. Money is just an aspect within the 3D world of an energetic exchange between people and circumstances. That's the way I feel about it anyway. So I'm glad you. I've just read your comment. I'm glad you agree. Um, yes, you have to word it right too. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's an interesting. It's definitely an interesting concept, and I mean, if I didn't have the foresight and wanting to become a Reiki master teacher, whatever. I once I knew I could learn Reiki and become attuned to Reiki, I wanted to be able to teach it and attune other people. That was my path. That was my goal. And now here I am, and I'm at the point where now I want to be able to teach Reiki. So that's my next step. That's my next goal, to be able to go out, teach people. But I also have to try and work out the means and the ways around that, because obviously I only work distantly. I now have to think of, right, I need to find a place that is suitable for me to be able to do this work. I don't want somewhere too noisy. I don't want somewhere too expensive. So it's about trying to put those parameters into fluidity, really, and into action. So it's one of them things. So has anybody got any more questions? Or does anyone want me to pull a card for them? I can pull you an oracle card if you wish, to give you a message to leave with today. Just let me know. What has been one of your best experiences with Reiki? There's been so many. What's been one of my best experiences with Reiki? I think one of the best ones so far is I've used Reiki recently for a couple of clients to use for property clearance and for balancing of the energy of the property, and to remove things that don't need to be there, or shouldn't be there, and move them on. And again, I've done this distantly, and initially I was thinking, well, I don't really know how I'm going to do this. So I had to formulate kind of a bit of a plan of what to do, and how to do this. So I sat down and meditated for a bit, and asked for a little bit of guidance, as of ways to do this. And the feelings that I got was to get like physical pictures of the properties of the home, inside, outside, all the different rooms, and then just send Reiki, looking at them with the intention of the energy to go to that area and to clear it. So I did that, and then so the second session that I did for somebody else, I picked up on a lot of stuff that shouldn't be there, but it was coming from the ground. It was coming from what was there previously. It was a lot of negative energy that was coming up from the earth into the building itself. So I managed to work around that, and worked on the energy around the building, and then also send it within the rooms within the building as well, and ask for guidance and assistance with anything that I felt was being resistant to the process, and move them on. And then just let the clients know, what's happened, what's gone on, what's been there, what I've managed to shift, what you need to be aware of over the next coming days. And everything that I described that I felt from each area of the room on both situations, they they absolutely resonated with everything that I was saying. I was just like, wow, that's just like absolutely amazing, you know. So it was like me connecting my energy to that space, to that point, which I've never really done before. Um, and Yeah, everything that I was feeling or seeing or experiencing, they were experiencing the same thing as well, where they were as well. And but I did say, you know, just be aware that over the next few days, as things have been cleansed and moved on, you may feel this, because cords have been removed and attachments that may have come from the building have been removed. So you may experience um, some things physically that need to be released because they're no longer part of you. So you may feel emotion, you may want to cry, you may want to laugh, you may want to scream, you may want to be sick. And she went through a lot of that stuff and decided to take herself into nature, go for a lovely walk, and ground her energy. And she felt so much better after that. And she did let me know that that's what had happened. And I was just like, wow, that's just like absolutely amazing. So I would think recently that's probably one of the best experiences that I've had, working, especially psychically and connecting to that energy in that way. So that's what you do as well, Alice. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Really interesting. Seismic clearing. Yeah. So yeah, so there you go. Right. So I'm gonna pull a card for. I think you both want Alice and Laurie. Wanted a card. So I'll have a card for Alice, please. Card for Alice. See what message you need to be given today. Thanks for staying with me for so long as well. It's been a really good live. This I've really enjoyed chatting. Alice. Right, so I'll read the book definition for you as well. So this deck that I'm using is Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. Um, let me just find it. 122. Does 122 mean anything to you, Alice? 22 or 12? Any of them numbers mean anything? But you've got the card Drum. Um, and Drum is about dream and journey. So it's obviously like a shamanic card with the drum. Journey inwards to uncover insights and information that will be important for your path, then follow the guidance. Extended message: you are very connected to other worlds at this time. The wisdom and intelligence of the earth and her magic surrounds you. The drum, with echoes the sound of Mother Earth's heartbeat, has cleared the cobwebs and dust from your inner vision. What you have seen in your dreams and inner vision is not imagination but guidance, particularly if it has been coming to you repeatedly and has a potential to become reality. Dreams come true, know it and live it. So there you go. Dream and journey. So connect to your dreams. So if you've been having a lot of dreams lately, then there will be messages within them for you. Sometimes we remember dreams, don't we? And sometimes they're just like, you know, you've dreamt, but you just don't know what they were about. I had the same situation last night where I know I had loads of dreams, but I have no idea what they were about. So if that card means something to you, Alice, do let me know. But dream and journey. Also, journaling, I think, would be important for you to do as well. I'm just getting that feeling there. I don't know if you already do journal, but doing some journaling and writing things down and maybe writing when you can remember your dreams, write them down, because I think there's going to be some messages in there for you. Laurie, a card for Laurie. Sometimes instructions. Wow. So Laurie, you've got the card Winter, which is about taking care of your needs. And I will read the card for you. 144. So, Winter, the message is, oh, you've dropped your journaling. Oh, well, I think you need to pick it back up again.